Hi, welcome to Maggie's Kitchen. Today I'd like to share my recipe for panettone. It is the queen in brioche or in bread in general, but with more flavor because of candied fruits and fluffier because of long fermentation give it stronger gluten structures. My version is based on traditional family-owned bakery based in Milan, Italy, and is scaled down for home baker. Let me quickly walk you through every step. 2 medium to large oranges, washed. First make a few cuts like this, then take a peel, cut into smaller pieces, put into a saucepan. Adding the juice, 160 grams of sugar with a medium to high heat, bring to boil. Let the sugar to melt, then reduce the heat, cover and simmer for about 45 minutes until the peels are soft. These candied orange peel can be made days before. They can be stored in the fridge for a long time. Now to make a starter. Here I have 90 grams of all-purpose flour, 7 grams of dry yeast, 185 grams of room temperature water. Mix until no lumps. Leave on the counter for 10 to 15 minutes. Then move to the fridge for overnight. Next day, in a mixer, add 210 grams of all-purpose flour, or the starter prepared yesterday, with a speed of 1 or 2 until it's formed a smooth dough. Slowly add 30 grams of sugar. Once it's combined, add 1 large egg and 1 egg yolk. Add them separately. Then mix with a medium speed, 2 to 4, about 10 to 15 minutes, until the dough can be stretched like this. Add 45 grams of room temperature butter. Then mix until the dough can be stretched like this, about 5 minutes or so. Let it ferment at room temperature until double the size. Then put it in the fridge for overnight fermentation. In the meantime, prepare the raisins, 135 grams of dry raisin. Soak with 35 grams of rum if you have, or water, and shake it from time to time to make them mix well. The day after, drain the extra liquid and pat them dry. Take 6 wedges of candied orange. Cut them into small dice. Take a zest of 1 lime and 1 orange, and set aside. Now to make a final dough. In dough number 1, add 200 grams of all-purpose flour. Mix with a low speed, then slowly add 90 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 10 grams of honey, 5 grams of salt. Once the dough becomes smooth, add 4 large egg yolks, one at a time. Once the dough has a stronger gluten structure, can be stretched like this, add 90 grams of room temperature butter. Then mix with a medium speed until the dough builds a strong gluten structure and can be stretched like this. Adding the zest and the fruit candies. Mix with a low speed until everything is well combined. Let the dough rest for 20 minutes before dividing. I divide my dough into 2 parts, 500 grams and 800 grams about. After dividing, let them rest on the counter for another 10 minutes before first shaping. Shaping will help to build a stronger gluten structure, which will let the dough to have a better oven spring during the baking. After first shaping, let it rest for another 10 minutes before final shaping. I built my own panettone mold with parchment paper, and did not realize that non-stick parchment paper will bring some potential issues, which will be seen shortly. Final proof at 27 Celsius or 81 Fahrenheit until 3 times of its original volume. Then remove the cover. Let the dough to form a skin for easy scoring. Scoring will also let the dough to have a better oven spring during the baking. Final touch, put a piece of butter in the center before send it to the oven. Bake at 335 Fahrenheit for 45 to 55 minutes until the internal temperature reaches 203 Fahrenheit to 207 Fahrenheit. Once out of the oven, hang them upside down to let them cool for about 6 to 8 hours. See the problem with the parchment paper? The paper doesn't stick to the panettone to give a support, so I use more sticks to give extra support, make it look like a porcupine. Finally, after 3 days of hard working, let's have a taste now. It is buttery as a brioche and fluffier because of its stronger gluten structure. The texture is more like between bread and a cake. The sweetness and aroma from the candied fruit made the bread very flavorful and tasty. No wonder it is the famous traditional sweet bread in Italy. Some people say Panettone is the Louis Vuitton in brioche or in bread in general. I hope you will give it a try this Christmas time to see for yourself. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.